Hello, hello, hello. This is Will from Say How You Feel, and I have been gone for a while, and now I'm back again. Yep. So, how y'all doing today? I don't know if you're gonna watch this live. I don't know if you're gonna watch this on the replay. Um, it's definitely on YouTube. So I would love if y'all would like, share, and subscribe. Um, and it's not gonna be a super long video. It's just gonna be as long as it's gotta be. Uh, I took a little hiatus. Just well, I took a hiatus simply because not because I didn't, I enjoy doing videos. I enjoy doing all of that. I just been trying to figure out the direction upon which I wanted to take the brand and the business, uh, the direction that I wanted to be deal with the YouTube thing. So I kind of decided to just take a break. Hey, thank you for joining. Whoever that is, join. I can't see you because of the situation. I can't see the comments. I don't know how to do that part. Um. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, it's Blackwood. What's going on with you? Now I can see. I did something. She said the mic is low. Primarily probably because I'm not necessarily on the mic like that. Is this better? If you guys let me know if this is better, that would be even greater. So what I'm doing is I decided to go live just to, let you guys know I'm going to start doing Say How You Feel Mondays again. And the way I want to deal with Say How You Feel Monday is I want to try to find other entrepreneurs, other business owners, and I think I'll even say some crafters. And I say it that way simply because I don't necessarily consider myself to be a crafter. I guess because of how I got into business. I got into business just to give you a heads up. It's probably my wife's water, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Oh, okay, so do this. All right. So the way I got into business was I was I'm from LA. And my dad was a cutter, and this is when I was 17. Was a cutter my whole life, but I got into the business due to him being a cutter. I was 17. I needed a job. He got me a job where he was at, and I was using screen printed transfers then. Mind you, I'll be 47 this year. So you're talking literally almost 30 years ago now, if not 30 years ago. I was doing this. So that's kind of how I got introduced to t-shirts and printing and all of these different things and all these different avenues was because this is what he did. He didn't do this aspect, he did the cutting aspect, meaning before you get to a garment like this that you can wear, it has to be cut. So he would lay out the fabric, yards and yards and pounds of fabric, and then it'd be on this big saw, and he would put the fabric, the pattern down, and he would literally cut it. He was a master cutter back for years. So that's how I got into it to begin with. Fast forward, I got into college. My frat needed some T-shirts, and I knew how to use the machine where I don't think they did. So they gave me the design. I printed them out. I did the design, and I pressed the shirts up. And that got me back interested in doing it since I already knew how. And that's when I started the business. So for me, it was never a crafting thing. It was a business thing. I was in school. I was not quote unquote working the full time job. I was kind of when I started, I was, but as time went on, it was just easier for me not to work because I could do other things. And I just figured, why not? So when I see all these people who are crafters, who are using, it's all about the creative stuff and this and the third. That's great. I remember I was a part of a group on Facebook, and I say this, and they probably see it, and I have no ill will towards these brothers. They do their thing, but one of them came to me and said, "Well, people don't know what I do." Well, I do everything. That's the difference. I don't just do one thing to make money. these people, people nowadays got into it because either A, they get into this business because either they don't want to pay somebody to do it, they see somebody doing it and think it's just, oh, I can go buy this equipment, do it myself, or they get into the business because they're crafters, or they just, they fall into it like myself and just fall into the business because they either know somebody or somebody ends up trying to get them a job or whatever, and they just fall into the business. So those type of people that fall into the business, they just it's a business for them. It's most of us who it's a business for, we're not. It's not about, oh, okay, I want to create the hardest design. I want to do this, that, and the third. It's I want to figure out how to give my customer what they want. Some of them might even have a clothing line, but not necessarily because that's not really what they got into the business for. Then you have the crafters. The crafters are cool. I like the crafters though. Sometimes they stress you out, but not really. They they want to learn because, and if y'all hear that, my bad, that's my phone. Uh, they want to learn how to do this and they want to learn how to do that, which is in all intents and purposes is not a bad thing. The thing about it is crafters have to be careful because they'll buy the latest and the greatest gadget, not realizing that all of that is not necessarily what they need because they're not in this. If they make money, cool, but most of them they're in it because they want to build, they want to create, they want to be inventive, and that's great. But there's no point in spending thousands of dollars on something unless you have a certified plan on how to make the money back. That's just me. I don't, but I'm not a crafter, so I speak to what I do. And then you have the people who I don't want to pay somebody to do it. Now those are the funny people. I'll be honest with you. Those cats right there are real funny. You'll buy all this equipment and say to yourself, I can do it myself, and not realizing that you're going to pay somebody, you're going to do this work, you're going to buy all this equipment just for it to sit there. Because, or the other thing happens is you end up spending more time doing other people's projects than you do your own, simply because you found yourself in a situation where you got to recoup this money that you spent, or your product isn't selling as quick as you thought it would do. And primarily the reason why it's not selling as quick is because you're spending more time trying to make the product instead of spending more time promoting the product. Here's my philosophy on all this. Do what you can do and let somebody do what else they're good at doing. Just as simple. I know how to market. I don't like to market. I'm looking for somebody who can actually market for me, to be honest with you. I want a marketing team that can handle that because I don't have the energy nor do I have the desire to want to go out here and market things. Just don't care to do that. I like to print. That's just, it is what it is. I don't even necessarily like to design. I like to print. I tell people, have your design ready. Don't call me talking about, can I do your design? I can, but then don't get mad when I charge you because I'm going to charge you. What do you say, Martin? Maybe a little, maybe a lot, but I'm going to charge you. Just that simple. My time is money. Again, I didn't get into this to be the hottest designer and all that. I don't care nothing about none of that. None of that means anything to me. None of that helps me. None of that benefits me. I don't care about being the greatest. None of that. I don't care about none of that. If I'm gonna do it, cool. I'm gonna give you a great product, but I'm gonna give you what your money paid for. If you want the top of the line product, you want six screen printed colors, I can do all of that. I got a screen press in my other room. This is the studio room now. I can do all of that. I think I'm gonna get ready to fix these wires. So I know I need to figure out how to do with the wires. But here's the thing: what I'm not going to do at all is do it for free. That's it. That's just it's 2023. Stop playing with me. I just told you I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been involved in some way, shape, or form for 30 years. I, you know, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this just to be doing it. So we as a, for me in 2023, and then say how you feel, I am changing the dynamic of what we're doing. If you want something, cool, we'll get it for you, we'll make it happen. The other thing I want to do with the channel is, like I said, I do want to start to really push the podcast and show people, showcase those people who are not just in the t-shirt business, but whatever business it is. Say how you feel is more than just a t-shirt business. It's just that. It's being able to speak your truth and your reality, what it is that you want to get out there, what it is that you want to let people know. This is about a platform that I want to build to be able to say how you feel. Now, I'll be honest, I'm going to limit it to just business world or business dynamic because I have another podcast, Let It Make Sense, that we'll talk about just whatever. And that podcast is really just that, to let it make sense. Whatever you're talking about, just really, it needs to make sense. Oh, I hit this table. Uh, but what I want to do with with say how you feel is showcase business. If you are trying to, if you have a craft that you do and you want to get it out there, let's put it on here. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out there. Like, if you have a business, even if it's not in necessarily doing t-shirts, because here's the thing, everything kind of goes together. If you're a wedding planner, your party might need t-shirts. Your party might need memorabilia. Matter of fact, I got Blackwood on here live, and she pushes customization like crazy. Her thing is customization, and if that's your thing, and if you have an event or you have some kind of plan, that's the perfect thing. Customization. I mean, I'll do customization, but I ain't necessarily a fan of it because people don't want to pay these separate. Each person needs to be willing to pay their individual price, and sometimes you get the whole thing. I don't want. Why should we pay this much money? Yeah, I'm not doing that. If you gotta ask me if the price is too high for you, then we don't need to conversate. That's just me. I don't care how people feel no more. If it's too high, I love you over there. I've been doing this too long to have to work a 9 to 5 and do your stuff. That's just not making sense to me. Not doing that. So like I said, the whole thing about the page is now we're going to talk about everything. We're not going to just talk about t-shirts because I do so much more than t-shirts. People do so much more than t-shirts, and not only that, people need to figure out when you buy this equipment, it's not limited to just doing something that works for you. How do you get more context? How do you get more clientele? Uh, Event planners, you got be it weddings, be it birthday parties, whatever. That new mother who or that person who does things for babies and does things for mothers who has a formula that they sell or whatever it is that they do. Mothers are always trying to want something cute for their kids. That's a niche. It's a young lady on. I want to say she's on YouTube. She is on YouTube. I can't remember her name at the moment, but she just had a baby, her and her husband. But that's what they do. They do embroidery. They sell blanks. They do it all. I wanted to say her name Angela something. It's Angela. I can't remember what it is. But that's just a part of what you can do to build your business. College graduates, Greeks, you name it. And these people need to be introduced to your business. And that's what I want to do with this page. I want to introduce people to your businesses. We have a Christian t-shirt clothing line. We have um it it is we have another website. We have Just Your Soap Company. And that's the thing. Like, okay, so I have Just Your Soap Company. Well, there might be another soap company. And guess what I can do? I can introduce them to not only me, but the people that watch, and maybe somebody who does something I don't do. Because I don't do everything. I'll just be honest with you. I am toying with the idea of doing tumblers. Have yet to pull the trigger on it. But there's somebody out there who might do tumblers. And again, I don't design. So there might be somebody who needs logos. I'm not a fan of doing people's logos. I'm not a fan of doing it. I don't like designing like that. I don't even necessarily like my own designs. The design that you see, this is Say How You Feel design that's right here in this corner to my left. I guess it'll be, no, to my right. I guess it'll be everybody's right. I don't know. Depends on what you're looking at and how you're looking at it. That design, me and my wife just did probably about 2 seconds before this. We went live. I went into Canva, typed the information in, boom, boom, done. That's about the extent of what I feel like doing with a design right now. I just be honest. And people like my designs. I just don't. You After so long of doing them without getting a check, and then the people. I did a design for a uh a campaign. They were running for some office. Did the design, didn't get the order, but then saw the design that I did on the shirts because they got somebody else to do it. And it's like, dude, I did all this and I didn't even get a dollar. Nah, that's not how that works. I'm not doing that no more. And you have to. We as business people have to be more cognizant of how we spending our time and what we're doing with our time. Being focused on what you're trying to create and what's beneficial to you. So if creating designs is your thing, don't do everything else. If you don't like the print, hey, look, I'll give you this logo. You figure out what works for you and you do that. Too many times we spend time trying to do we spend time trying to do everything that's not in our warehouse. I have a lot of equipment and I use very little of it. I know how to screen print, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's kind of easier for me to order a transfer. I don't have one close to me. Well, it's kind of easier for me to order a transfer than for me to screen print it myself sometimes. Because I can get the screens, I can make the screens, but it's time consuming. Then you have these. Now, I printed this on the DTF printer. It's cool. I don't knock it. It's kind of a 2 3 step process. It's a DTF printer, but $2,000 printer. The software for it another 500. Ink, paper, all it costs. So it has to make sense. So for me, like you get people who printing one color designs up on that. Not doing it. Not doing that at all. That's just me. The people are talking about this is dead. So these are the things that we're going to talk about on this channel. Like I have a video I'm going to work on. I don't know if I'm going to do a video. I'll probably just do it live. But it's one of those things people talking about vinyl is dead. Is it really? Is it really? Like for real? I seen a video the other day. Somebody saying, "Oh, when I started off, I started off with vinyl. You don't even have to do vinyl no more. You could do DTF transfers. You could order screen printed transfers. When you started off, I'm sure you didn't have to do vinyl then. You could order screen printed transfers then. Again, I was ordering this 30 years ago. You see all the gray in my face? So I've been ordering though. That's nothing new. Here's the thing: if you have less than say 15 to 20, first of all, back in the day, the order screen printing transfers was a whole lot more expensive. The days of FM expressions and the 15-cent transfers, that's, I ain't gonna say it's new, but it ain't like people wasn't doing that 20 years ago. You know, 30 years ago, they were charging. So, it is what it is. So you had to make sure that order was worth it. Like, I usually go through FM Expressions, or I'll go through. Uh, Most time I try to go through Transfer Express, which is a Stars company, but they can be kind of pricey. The more you get, of course, the cheaper. But for a one color transfer, it's still a little more pricier. And the first place I went to was a company. I can't remember. It was first something. I still have the information somewhere right here. I can't remember the name of it, but First Graphics, I think it was. Great transfers. I still have a couple of those transfers left, and this was years ago. This is over 10 years ago when I got these, and they still print. So people talking about transfers don't last. They do. They hold up. But the thing about it is, if you have less than 20 of one design, I- I'll say this: if you got less than 15, because I may order 15. If I got 15 in one design, I may order transfers just because I don't feel like it. Sometimes I don't feel like cutting it, even though I have a. I forgot how big this one is. I think it's 28-inch cutter right here. I have the Cameo 3 and the 4 still. I still just don't feel like cutting it sometimes. I feel like just let me go ahead and order the transfers, be done with it. So, but vinyl's not dead. If you ain't got but one shirt, you're not ordering the screen for the transfer. That's out. If you got less than 10 shirts, you're probably not gonna order a screen print transfer. You'll cut it in vinyl. So I wish people would stop with the clickbait. Stop with the foolishness and shenanigans. Vinyl's not dead. It's never gonna be dead. It's not going nowhere. It's like inkjet transfers. If you don't happen to own a $2,000 DTF printer minimum, if your printer's on the fritz, are you gonna not take an order? Matter of fact, this one design, I showed somebody this one design. I mean, I put it on one of my sites that I had, I think 20 or 30 of them. And these are individual sales, mind you. I think I got on that site three left. Individual sales, just back to back to back to back to back. I would sell one, and it seemed like somebody would order two or three the next day, and I restocked it on several occasions now. And I say all that to say it's just about pushing, creating the opportunity, creating the business. Um, I had a family emergency early part of the year, so I kind of slowed down on the t-shirts. But now I have an order, so next Monday I'm going to drop a video on Monday. But I think I'm also going to do a live, and I think I'm going to do a live. Like I said, I may do the live on vinyl and the different types of vinyl, and uh, have some vinyl designs and show you guys some things that I got going on. I may even I probably won't do a live demonstration. I may see if I can include a video, a short clip of a video of me doing maybe a hat or something using vinyl. Because so many people think that, if I don't want to get a hat machine because, people want embroidered. Not necessarily true. Embroidery is cool. It gets you, but you got to get there. Everything takes time. It's a process. I got two hat presses. I got a heat press that I don't think I've used in about 3 years. I keep it because I like to have backup heat presses. I got one I ain't using. I know about five or six. I got a brand new one in the closet right now that I ain't used but about four times. It's made its money, but when I was really pushing the kids onesies, I think I need to start pushing that too. So I ain't gonna be like I said, I ain't gonna be here long. This is just an idea of what we're going to start doing on the channel. I'm going to definitely try to get a guest on here next week. Um, like I said, my goal is to create some opportunities, create some audiences, and build something to change the game. I think that we as entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs, trying to build our careers, trying to build our businesses. We need to work together. We need to build together. We need to focus on what it is we're trying to do. Just because you do t-shirts and I do t-shirts don't mean we can't work together. You know, some people spend more time wanting to be seen and being and being opportunists. And if that's their thing, let them do it. You do what God has called you to do. And I say that openly and boldly, 'cause I'm a Christian before I'm anything. I'm a child of God before I'm anything. So that, as far as our business, I think as far as the t-shirts are concerned, I am looking to do a t-shirt, a Christian design t-shirt. Just like I'll probably end up dropping the winter line first. I don't know yet. I just want to get the design down pat, and then I'll go from there. Uh, I don't know. I might drop and say how you feel line. I don't know. I'm praying about it and focusing on it, but I'm no longer really just. I'm doing what I feel comfortable doing, what I want to do, what makes me happy. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great and lovely week. Be safe and keep saying how you feel. Peace.